So tell us a little bit about your character and the background.
We first meet Diana when she's 5 or 6 years old, and she's this young, sassy, naughty little girl who just wants to learn how to fight. But her mother, she's being sheltered by her mother. Um, but her aunt, who's played by Robin Wright, starts to secretly teach her how to fight, and she educates her about some of her powers. And then cut to when she grows up. All of a sudden, this man appears on the island of Themyscira, and he tells her about some, bad things that are happening in the man's world, and she decides she has to go with him in order to help mankind.
Great. And Chris, tell us about your character.
I play Steve Trevor, who's an American pilot spying for the British on the Germans, and I come across this journal filled with equations for this awful gas that's intended to be used to kill the Allies in a last-ditch effort by the Germans to win the war. And I'm hunted by the Germans as I have this notebook, crash land on the island. I meet this beautiful woman who I'm intrigued by, but I have to get back to the war to try to do something about it. And she wants to come with me, so I take her back to the land of men and have to teach her what it's like to be alive in the world with bad people, and she teaches me something about hopefulness.
The chemistry that you two have on screen is great, and you really get caught up in their story, but it's part of a love story and part of this worldly story. So what is it about each of your characters that you feel attracts them to each other, coming from such different backgrounds?
I think that both of them, in their core, are very good. So they have a lot in common. But on the other hand, I think that, when I start my journey, I'm this young idealist who believes that the world is good and mankind are good, and it's very black and white. Good is good, evil is evil, and I don't understand the complexities of life. And he's the one to educate me and to teach me about the complexities of mankind. And I think that she's the one to remind him, she reminds him about love and hope, and eventually they have this mutual journey in which they learn from each other.
That's about right.
That was good. There's a lot of this takes place during World War I, and also there's a lot of physicality to these roles. How did you prepare emotionally and physically for these roles?
Well, I mean, Gal had to do the lion's share of the action and stuff, so she had to get in shape and learn the choreography and stuff like that. And my role physically was a little bit more. We'd figure stuff out on the day for my little mini fights that I had. I kind of have always liked characters that learn their fighting in bars, so it's a little bit rough and messy, But emotionally, it was a very interesting journey to fall in love with a woman, and then to have to teach someone about things that we think about but often don't have to explain, like why war and why do we go to war and why do people kill each other, and these great questions that seem simplistic but are good questions to ask, and then really just with a great director that was pushing for authenticity.
And speaking of the director, what did Patty bring to the table on this
Wow,
project?
a lot. Her heart.
Yeah, I was gonna say it.
No, but Patty, I feel like I'm the luckiest, actress that I got to work with such an amazing person as Patty. She really knows how to create intimacy with the actors that she's working with on any level. It felt like her vision was very clear to both of us from the very beginning, and I always felt like I can speak to her creatively, emotionally about the character. She was there with me the entire time. True partner, and she's just a very unique, special, human. She's amazing.
Sounds like it. Yeah. I have another question here. So can you tell us about your experiences at the different locations that you shot at?
The majority of the movie was shot in England during the winter. It was a really clever idea to shoot Wonder Woman during the winter wearing the Wonder Woman costume. It was a lot of fun. So we shot there, and the Themyscirian part was shot in Italy, which was amazing and beautiful and tasty. And I'm telling about the
It's a great adjective. I like it. It's tasty.
it was saltier. London, however, was a little bit sweeter. No, and we shot in Paris just a little bit. It was great.
Such a bummer of a shoot. Such a bummer of a shoot.
Why? Didn't get the joke. Shoot. Okay, yeah, that's it.
So what should audiences expect out of this film? Or what do you hope that they get out of this film? Chris?
First of all, I hope they enjoy the movie. That's like, the simplest thing. And I hope that it's a action superhero movie, but at the end of the day, we dealt with some serious questions, like, take it from here.
I think this is a superhero film. We've all seen a bunch of superhero films, and they tend to be complicated, damaged people that are dealing with difficult questions. This is a movie that deals with difficult questions, but through the prism of a woman who comes from a place of love and compassion and this earnest curiosity about
It just
the world.
reminds us the simple things in life that we had forgotten, and it's good to go back to them. You know what I mean? Not be, never mind. But yeah.